Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trying to decide if I'm in a good mood or not. I'm in a pretty good mood. I guess. I guess I'm in a pretty good mood. Right now, what is actually on my mind is the fact that I did finally order my video capture card, and it should arrive as soon as I don't have any more time for streaming. So the PlayStation will be hooked up to this whole setup tomorrow. Yay. So my phone will live, actually. And one other thing I need to do is get the charging cable for it. But what I will be doing is, well, one, and I guess I'll kind of look into this right now. Hey, you gonna do stuff? Yeah, you doing stuff. I should go get the charger right now while I have the time. But I have been working on my Earth team, right? And come to find out, one, as I was looking through everything, going through everything, I can use Diane and Daisy together. That was the plan, but use Diane and Daisy together as sub DPS, primary DPS, with Daisy being the primary like damage dealer, which is kind of good actually. I just need to develop them further. I was stuck this morning on world level 4 thinking like it should happen, and it wasn't, just because they weren't strong enough. I went down to world level 3 and I saw all the potential, which means that now I need to go back up to world level 4 and end up man, this new in-game content is impossible to clear. Event Giku, one of the biggest whales, can't clear the first floor. Oh, the that did get released. Bruh, don't even get me started on the Lakers. I watched that this morning, and it's. I said from the beginning, Rockets should win, and then they get my hopes up, jackasses. Anyway, I forgot that they were releasing that the time space junction was going to be a thing today. I forgot about that. I need to go get my charger. I forgot that was going to be a thing. So he couldn't get through the first floor. But to be fair, I mean, he might be one of the biggest whales in terms of content creator, but what was his team power at? Because I am not even tempted to, like, for real look at it. You will move near the time space junction. Yeah, I am like I'm scared to even peek my head in the door. You know what I mean? Like it seems like this is not for me at all. Sector 1. Yeah, 74. So one, this is not for me at all. Clear within 4.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Fire and darkness are the elements. The second section isn't open yet. I'm at 65K right now. And I've always felt like, or always, since I started playing, it feels like I need to be 10K over what the limit is in order for me to get like comfortable. You have to clear the first floor in 2 minutes. No, it says clear within to like 2 minutes to get all 3 stars. So he can get past it with like 2 stars, 4.5 minutes. He just can't do the two. The two sounds nuts, if I'm being honest with you. The 2 minutes sounds insane. He cleared at 340, yeah. So he got 1 star. Damn. So guess what I'm not going to be making content for? The game mode that's going to kick a hole in my face. Do you know what his team power's at? I don't even want to look at it. And the first clear reward is only 300. It's only 300 whatchamahoozits, star fragments. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Hold on. Let me get my charge cable before it becomes a real issue. So then the question becomes, the question then becomes as he's trying to clear it, which I think the game so far does a pretty good job of. Every time I say that, then something happens to make me seem like an idiot. But where it's not just because you're overpowered or whatever. It is a mechanic that you need to master. a button combination, a combo, something to avoid or whatever. What's up, Stefan? That you need to master in order to get past something. So is it like, I'm curious. I'm curious to know if it's, well, he is clearing it. So clearly he's like got it. It's just he can't clear it in 2 minutes. Okay. All right. All right. Well, no, Lord knows if he can't clear it, if it takes him 340 to clear it, then I can't touch it. So we're not gonna tempt fate on that one. We're gonna let that one ride. Hopefully I'll be up to 75K one of these days. But truth be told, I've already started shifting my focus over to my Earth team and like expanding my roster a bit. You know, that's what I was doing this morning. Let's see. Oh, wait, I think I already know about this notice about us getting 500 star fragments. Okay, that's fine. Go away. That's okay. And I'm still only at world level 3. I need to change that to back to 4. No, he didn't show. He didn't show his. Okay. I'm curious about that. Well, he must be. If it's 340, I guess 90K. He's a better player, more experienced than I am. So like, maybe not. But it feels as though if he's a whale and he's doing everything basically, then his team can't be a slouch. So I guess 90K would be the floor of where he's at. That's what I'm saying. Like it's 90 is probably his floor of where he's at. And if you're saying he's a whale and all indications go towards that, then I'm sure, I am sure he is up there. If he's one of the biggest whales in the game, then yeah, so then he's high up. But wait, I don't think, well, even if he was, not like we're going to go back to the live stream and find out. Because they were saying everybody who had scores, and I think there were people who were in there who were like 120, team power, etc. Some guy said 250, and everybody on this live stream was like, wait a minute, that ain't true. Everybody's like, no, you lying. But like, I guess 120. I mean, but like this, the biggest whales in the game, you probably don't know who they are because they're probably a lot low. They got enough money to be like, nah, I'm gonna just chill. But no, I guess he's probably got really high team power, which honestly isn't always a guarantee that you, because I've done the whole go into a boss with triple the power and button mash and you lose. Because it's not just about overpowering something. You have to actually use skill, which I appreciate, which I like a lot. So that's interesting. I hadn't that whole time space hadn't even crossed my mind. My teams are not at that level, so it hadn't even crossed my mind that I saw it today open. I was like, oh, that thing's gonna open soon, and I kept it pushing. I didn't even until I'm beating the Abyss challenge, the Abyss monsters. I'm not even considering that stuff, that in-game stuff, because they put it in specifically for in-game players. And I guess the whole notion was, if y'all want to complain about it not being tough enough, check this out. Which I'm not saying he did or not, but that ends up being a lot of in-game player stuff. Like, oh, I can't get past it. I can't, or I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do. Maybe that gives them something to do. We'll see. Earth team. So this is what I was building. I need to do. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. I'll enchant Daisy's. Whatchamacallit. Her weapon. I'll enchant Diane's weapon. And then we go from there. Hey, do it. Surprisingly, I found out that he's around 70K. Free-to-play players have zero chance on floor for a while. It depends on when you became a player if you're free-to-play. Because, again, that goes to the whole, like, if you are free-to-play and you manage things correctly and you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you started from the beginning of the game, you might have a 90K team or a 100K team. There's nothing that says you wouldn't. So the free-to-play tag isn't like... It's like early game players won't stand a chance. I'm a mid game player. I don't stand a chance. But he was using an SR in his team. That's what I'm saying. So like the whole concept of you need to have the biggest, best, strongest thing, especially in this game, doesn't apply. Because you can pay to win your way to 100. You can pay to win your way to a 120K team and still go get your face kicked in by a 70K boss if you don't know the mechanics and how to use it, which I appreciate. It's not a bunch of I'm just gonna dump money in and button mash and I should be able to get it. They want you to actually figure stuff out. So far, which I really like. So maybe the SR is better in that scenario than any of the SSRs that could have been used. It might just be intelligent team design. Bigger ain't always better. Wait, so I already had Earth Element on this? See, this is okay. I was confusing myself. You playing yourself. I was confusing myself. What does it mean by that? The enchantment option hasn't been selected for. So? What does that even mean? Shut up. All right. So, like for example, which I haven't done, but like Tristan would probably be a better option to take into a spider dungeon than a lot of the SSRs. You want to use fire for, I mean, that's a very stupid small example, but yeah. The SR isn't necessarily a sign of anything other than that's just the team he designed to go in for it. So, all right, here we go. I was going to go ahead and start on this elite field guide. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's up right now. I've worked out the things for Diane and Daisy. Next thing I need to do is run around the worlds and get their masteries up. Get everything they need for their masteries. Right now, what I need to do is, shouldn't have started this stream hungry. I can't think. Right now, what I need to do is, hey, where are you at? Did that work out? Okay, cool. Is record the field guide for the elite bosses. I guess that's it. Oh my goodness, my back. Oh. And wait, why did... Oh, I was going to say, why is Jericho's level lower than what it was this morning? And this is a video. Like it's a video. There's no... That's why. It's a dadgum video. But, okay. A fire dungeon team was tremendous. I will say this, like Escanor, as I've built him, cool, I guess. But now I've already shifted my attention to the Earth team, and I'm loving playing with Diane and Daisy already. And I just started working with them like yesterday. Like I already knew what I was gonna do with them, and they're not that powerful, but they're fun. They are fun to play with. So I have to give, I guess, credence to that. So then what's the first one? This jackass of an enemy here. Man, I hate her so much. Okay. Let's go and get through it. Let's go and get through it. I'm curious about it though. I think I might actually watch one of his videos. I haven't watched any other content creators when it comes to this game at all. Not yet. Not out of any kind of anything really. I just haven't. I don't think about it once I'm done streaming. Then I go and I start playing and have my little notebook to the side doing my research. Speaking of my notebook, I think actually I even ended up having to change this out. Yup. Yep, and then she had her lance and I had to run away. That's what it was. But, okay. Let me get my notebook. Okay. 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 Alrighty. I know. Here's the thing about the and it might not be as bad. So my video on the field bosses yesterday that I did only took it took 47 minutes. I did the editing yesterday, and so it was 47 minutes long. Um, off of like 56 minutes of footage. Um, Good for you, bro. I'm happy for you. um, the elite bosses, the footage is longer, but I don't know that the guide is going to be as long. That's the other part of it. I'm not so sure. You really, every time you're on stream, Hakeem, you mention that album. You're really excited about that album. I'm happy for you, man. Like, I'm not to be like mean or anything, but like I remember when like my favorite artists, like back in the day when my favorite artists were coming out with an album, and I was like, when is it coming out? Hurry up and come out! 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 Like for example, Ti's new album. I've been waiting. Like, the two singles that drop, I've been waiting on that damn album, and it still hasn't come out yet. I genuinely had to laugh so hard on your video about Creepy Dude. It's the truth. It's the truth. I'm not touching that. By the way, how were you laughing at it? You were there when I filmed it. I name checked you in the damn you and Sonny. Did I name check you? I at least brought y'all up. You were there when I filmed it. How are you laughing? It was the second time you saw that movie. I appreciate it. Give me the views. Thank you and share. But like you were there. You knew what I was gonna say. You knew 100% what I was gonna say. 100%. And actually, I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. I wanted to promote that video. It is funny. It is funny. It's the truth. And here's the thing: you can't say a word about. I admit my bias throughout the whole thing. It's like I'm biased as hell. This dude is gross, and I don't want him in my house. And I got my A5 eyes, my B5 eyes in right now, and I got some more jade to pull. And so, what's gonna happen next? B6 eyes, and that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so this is no, that's the live stream notes. I got to be more efficient in my note taking. I am wasting paper. I got to be more efficient. Okay, I only went at every single one of them once, but with the field bosses, I went at them twice. So this why the video is probably much longer. Genuine question too, if you're out there. Because what, don't care, skip for me. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because it's the truth. It's not that's the thing about the whole bias thing, where it's like you can admit something is great and still be like, but I prefer the other thing. So for example, we're gonna use Disney movies. I think I've said this before on stream. I can fully admit, and I love the movie, like Finding Nemo is a far, 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 far superior movie to the first Incredibles movie. It is. It's a great movie, tearjerker, all that. It's better. But The Incredibles I like more. It's my favorite. Like, if I'm trying to be objective about it, is he great for your team? Yeah, of course. Creepy Dude's great for your team, especially if you use Spirit, all the damage, et cetera, et cetera. You get to see big numbers. Yay. Like, he's great. But I don't want him. Yeah. No. And the other part of it is, and this is where where it may get some hate or pushback, is that without a PvP mode, all I'm trying to do is finish the content. And that seeing higher numbers doesn't necessarily equate to anything to me. If I'm clearing the bosses, I'm clearing the bosses. You know what I mean? So like right now, Eisen at B5, I was running. I can't even remember the content. I was running him somewhere, and he was pulling up 30 million, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. But it wasn't even necessary. It was overkill all over the place. So, but I can admit he's good or great, great, one of the best. I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want him. All right, so trying to think about how to handle this. I may have to split this up into two parts because it may be stupid long, but we'll see. I don't know why I'm so anti-long guide. I used to do like 3 hour long guides, and now it's, man, can we keep it to 10 minutes? I don't know. All right. Okay. So there was some piece of like advice that I gave in the last guide that I said I would give in this one, but I'm not sure. Number one character again currently in the update. Guess because of, yeah, I'm sure. I already gave him his flowers. He doesn't need any more. Um, hmm. I'm trying to think. There was something I was telling people. There was something I was telling people, and now I can't even remember. I was like, I'm gonna say this again, and now I can't even remember. When it comes to it was dodge stamina. Um, and there was something else. Dodge stamina, 2 at a time. And then, yeah, resources for masteries. For masteries. All right. I guess that's it. I guess that's all that needs to be said. Why is it? Oh, that's why. Because it's oh, got it. Because it got over here. There it is. All right, that's why. All right, so we're good then. So let's do this setup, that setup, the large thing. No. I like. Oh yeah, you weren't here when I said that. So the problem that I have right now is that not problem. I went by the place to go get the video capture card, and they were out. And I was like, well, that's great. So now is that you right there? There you are. So now I have the video capture card, and I even tracked the package. The package is gonna arrive in like 4 hours, just in time for me not to be able to use it. So tomorrow I have the PlayStation 5. Right now, what I have been doing though is when it came to the field bosses and stuff, what I do like, and I guess you haven't seen the Elite Guide yet. How would you? I haven't released it. I'll release that, or the field boss guide I'll release today. Is that I go to you'll see. I go through the battles and I treat it like game film, basically, where it is I'm showing you where I make the mistakes. I go back and forth, and say like, here's what you need to do, here's what you don't need to do. And I've found that, and I've did this on previous games, and other people have said that they liked it. And actually, let me know if you like it this way too. While playing, you're so focused on the playing and maybe trying to get this off, maybe trying to get that off, that I don't know that I'm giving even the thought process correctly. I did it with the Escanor videos, actually, where I don't know if I'm giving the thought process out correctly, so it can seem haphazard. Whereas if I have the film, I can sit there and say like, oh, see, this is where I messed up. I was focusing on this instead of that. Rewind. This is when I should have did this. This is when I should have did that. go forward. So you'll see me do that now as I hop into this guide. And then I think that just gets better, clearer information. I'm tempted to, even when I hook up the PlayStation, still do it this way. So that way it is very focused on like what's happening. All right, anyway. So let's go ahead and get to the map. Bring it back to the bottom of the map. Whoa. Okay, so that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So you'll see what I'm doing, but the idea was playing and doing actual gameplay stuff. That's great. That's fun, and I would still do it. But it feels like it's better if I can focus in and say like, "Hey, this is the mistake I made. This is what I should have done. This is when I should have done this." So we'll see. We'll see. We're about to do it now. So let me start recording. And this is going to be a long guide. I know I'm going to need coffee. I know I'm going to need... What's up, Loki? How goes it? I'm about to start recording the guide for elite bosses, which I just got to be... The naming of everything is confusing. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, so coming in 3, 2... Being honest, I just said it to the stream. The name of elite bosses, field bosses, all that stuff is confusing. So in the beginning of this video, I am going over the elite bosses, which to me should be called the field bosses, but it is what it is. That is, to be specific, when I get down to this filter, I remove field bosses. You see how Scorpy disappeared? If you want Scorpy, if you want Malbog, if you want the other like the other 3, Gray Demon, Red Demon, and Banacro, that's in a different guide. Go check out that guide. This one is going to be the elite bosses. More bosses, but these are the ones that you're thinking of: the pirate captain, you're thinking of whatever this dude's corrupted specter, you're thinking of this thing, this woman whom I hate with a passion. This guide will be covering how to go at them. They're not as difficult as the field bosses, but there are some things that you need to watch out for. So let's get to the video. Pause. I played a lot of gacha games and I tried 7 Deadly Sins, but I don't know a lot of mixed feelings. I will be, like, people on the stream have heard me say this before. The series itself, the anime series, seasons 1 and 2, fantastic. I heard the manga's great, downloaded the manga. I'm rewatching season 1. That's on the side of the game itself. The story in the game, the game itself plays like an RPG / collector, but like a true RPG, not like they just give you a few lines in between with the characters that don't even move beyond their mold. You know what I mean? Like they don't move. They just give you like, it doesn't do that. They do a true like RPG game. And it took me a good couple of hours to be like, oh, this not like Final Fantasy VII, of course not. But like, this is like Final Fantasy. This is like Expedition 33. This is a true RPG game. Cool, with a good story. And then you go into the collector part, exploring this open world thing. The biggest problem, so much so that in their last live stream, they mentioned it, is they lost a lot of players because of the tutorial being a grind and long as it is terrible. They almost lost me. I was legitimately, there's Flip. He's in my Discord. I haven't seen him on the stream lately. Flip was the one who turned me onto the game and was like, go check it out. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting there playing it and I'm like, I was 2 hours in. I thought it was going to be 30 minutes real quick. I can get in, like learn what it's about. Man, 2 hours in, I was cursing Flip. Like, why would he recommend this game to me? I pushed past that. I'm literally about to turn on the PlayStation. I pushed past that. And now I love it. I will say as well, there's a lot. The gacha system is unfair as well. Yeah, but all gacha systems are unfair. That's just what gacha is. If you name the gacha system that's fair. Oh, wait. I don't need the best viewers, dude. I already got the best viewers. Even the ones who annoy me. Shout out Hakeem. But no, all gacha systems are unfair to me. all gotcha systems, in a way, not even in a way, kind of directly promote money. Like they want you to spend money. Of course, they're trying to make money. If you want to be free to play, there's plenty of free to play players who hoard their resources, manage things well. I want to try to do a resource video, but this is part of what this is right now is that there's so much in the game that it's no, I haven't played Withering Waves. I've never played Withering Waves. Was that one of the I guess fair gotcha is that's a subjective term. But you can hoard, you can be free to play. It can be grindy, like a lot of these like types of games are. A lot of gotcha games are. They want you to grind and see if you're going to keep grinding or if you're going to finally open your wallet. To be fair, I do spend money on the game, but as I always say, content creator is different for me. Tax write off, I get a little chump change from like doing this stuff, and it's to me, hey, it funds my habit. It's basically a cycle. So that's just full disclosure. If you give it it's like one of the top gotcha games over there. You can give it a shot. I will write it down. Although my games right now are a little bit, I got too many games going on. It's a good thing I'm single. Went on a, you know what? I'm not gonna say that online. I'm not gonna say that online. Anyway, so I'll give it a look. I'll give it a look. But if I'm being frank, from the RPG perspective, even if you don't want to do the gotcha part of it, I think the story is good. The tutorial will stomp a mud hole in you. It's difficult. And it is a gotcha system. I would like to say it's not a terrible one, but again, I have spent money on the game, so of course it's going to be less terrible for me. There are free to play players who do like it and enjoy it. There is, and this is the other part of it. I've been playing it for a month and a half, maybe a month, right? There is so much information. There's so much they put into it. There are so many different elements of the game that this morning I learned something new about like the elemental burst gauge. Yeah, you don't even know what I'm saying. It sounds like I just spoke a different language. No, it's still English. And now where, as a matter of fact, this is not to scare you, but this is just me being as real as I possibly can be, because if you invest your time is the only commodity in this world we can't get back. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. I invest my time in it. I enjoy it, but I don't want you to waste your time in case it's not for you. You know what I mean? It may not be for you. That's fair. I told you the tutorial's long. It's a stupid long tutorial. And then there's still this tutorial guide where you either watch videos from guys like me, hey, what's up? How you doing? Or you have to read through this stuff and you'll notice, well, not all of it, but today I was in here because I'm building my earth element team, and I had to come in here and like check for it and be like, they give you the first part that's the same for everything, but then there's this earth element part that's above. So then you can look at it and be like, okay, I want to build a team towards the goal of using this burst gauge. Or I can do it for go back. I can do it for lightning. The next one would be cold for me, actually. For cold. It gets so in depth and it gives you so many options into how you want to build your team, which then lends itself for me into a lot of fun theory crafting. So I like it. It's like one of the top, oh no. Yeah, but like 80 summons for 50-50 and then 120. Well, I think you meant 120 there. For guaranteed pulls, it's 3,000 moons per 10 pulls. You're adding an extra 0. But yeah, so 80 summons, not for 50-50. 80 summons gets you a guaranteed SSR. 120 gets you a guaranteed, the latest SSR. So I just real quick, and then I have to go into the, at least I pause it. Then I have to go into the thing. So basically the drawing is, if I want to draw for, Daisy and Meliodas are gone for me. Already done that. For Escanor, 80 gets me a guaranteed SSR regardless. If I pull to 120, then I get a guaranteed Escanor from this like pull thing, right? So 50-50 on the SSR. This is the SSR banner. I don't know what you mean by 50-50 then. Because you're going to get, after 80, you get an SSR. There is no 50-50. I don't understand what you mean by 50-50. Maybe that's where I'm confusing it. But yeah, you get an SSR outright. And then at 120, you get that specific one, and it doesn't reset. So if I pull 80 and my guaranteed SSR is Diane, I have to pull 40 more, and then I get Escanor. So within that 120 on this banner, I will get 2 SSRs, if that makes sense. If I haven't pulled one ahead of time on that. Like 50% chance to get Escanor and someone else. Oh, you mean for that one? Maybe that might be the case for that one. But for me, I don't think about the 50-50. I just think about I'm getting an SSR at 80, and then I get Escanor at 120. And to be fair, I did luck up, and I got Escanor at 30, like 30 or 40 or something. And then I got another Escanor at 120. And then in the middle, I got lucky again. I got, that was just luck. I got another SSR in the middle. I think it was Gila. But yeah, so that's what you mean by 50-50. That doesn't even, I'm not saying you're wrong, but that doesn't even compute for me. I just think SSR at 80, cool. Escanor at 120. Hopefully I get him before that. That's how I approach it, if I'm being real. So, I think it's fun. Give it a chance. But is it for everybody? No. But it's the gacha systems. Every gacha system every gacha system sucks. In that, if you're thinking about gacha systems. So if you're going to play a gacha game, it's called gacha for a reason. Oh, streamer luck for real. I have had some, there was another game I was playing. I have had some, real streamer luck. I'm not even joking. I've had some real streamer luck. To the point of where it's sometimes I'm like, should I even pull? I'm going to wait till I stream. I'm just going to stream for 35 minutes and I'm going to pull. And then I'm going to go and eat dinner. You know what I mean? I've definitely had some luck. No lie. All right. So I'm going to get into the guide, but I do recommend it. It can be a grind and grindy. There's a lot of stuff, but it opens itself up to a bunch of theory crafting. And I like that. It helps me be creative. I'll give it a shot. I love the animation. Bruh, season 1 and 2, I'm watching, I was talking to a friend about it last night, actually. Come to find out, she's an anime fan. And I was, the last 2 women that I've met have been anime fans, and I'm like, where were y'all, a decade ago? I was all by myself watching this. Where was it? Anyway, so, I was telling her that I started rewatching season 1 and 8 episodes in, I was like, I'm really liking it. And then it made me realize season 3 was that it made me downgrade the first 2 seasons. Because I loved season 1. I really, really liked it. And so I'm back into watching it again. And I've already decided I'm watching season 1. I'm watching season 2. I will set season 3 on fire. That never existed to me. It's dead to me. That season never happened. And then I'm going to start reading the manga and get into the manga because from what I understand, those are better. That's the plan. And then I'll start back on, because she convinced me to start don't tell her she convinced me, but she convinced me to start watching Full Metal Alchemist again because I liked it, but I never finished it. And she said I should watch Full Metal Alchemist, that one, and then watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because that one sticks more closely to the manga itself. Anyway, so that was the intro. Let's go back. Let's go back. And we're going to go ahead and go into the team. So I got to be real on this one. All right. So coming back for the YouTube video in 3, 2. Hi guys, I'm Gravy here. And this is a 7 Deadly Sins origin video. In this video, all right, I got to first cop to something. We are going to go through the elite bosses again. They should be called field bosses, but it's the elite bosses. There's 12 of them, right? This video is going to be longer. I say that now in the beginning, and I might even split it into 2 pieces because it is a lot. However, these bosses aren't nearly as complicated, although they still can be dangerous. So a couple of tips I want to get off from the beginning that I did in the other video. A couple of them I forgot. But one, this is where you get your masteries from if you want to build up your characters. So one thing that I do like to do with regards to this is we'll go into hero details for Daisy very quickly. We have the masteries here that I'm trying to build for her. There are these, this is probably a bad example, but there are these masteries that are missing, right? If I'm trying to build up her masteries, what I end up doing is because the bosses, you beat them, then they need to be regenerated, right? The bosses themselves need to regenerate. I will find 2 mastery items that I need, and I will just go back and forth between those bosses, maybe even 3. And then that'll be how I grind. So I'm not just, oh, I just killed Big Moss. Let me just sit there and wait a minute. And then have him, nope. Kill Big Moss. All right, let me get the giant bird. Okay. Kill giant bird. Let me go to werebear. All right, werebear. All right, now back over to Big Moss. And I'll just like triangle that or something like that so I don't have to wait on the cooldowns, and that helps me stack up my masteries. Sounds simplistic, but it is what it is. Next, cube keys. I did not mention this in the field bosses video. I don't think. In fact, I'm positive I didn't. Someone did mention to me before, and they were right. But as a content creator, I needed to like burn my resources. Just that's how you create content, right? Basically, try to find the 4 characters that you want to use. If you want recommendations, I do have guides, but I would say 2 of those recommendations: Meliodas, Jericho, Elaine. That's 3. I know I can't count. And then fill in your slots however you want with the Manny, Escanor, whatever. I'm only naming SSRs. You can go with Tristan. We'll do those videos another day. We'll talk about what the good ones are another day. But pick the 4 that's going to work for you. Find to build a team, the element that you want to build around, and do that. Focus on those 4 characters. Do the minimal you can to get the masteries up. Do your side quests. Do your hidden quests, main quests, everything else. Try to use your cube keys at a minimal basis. Get up to world level 4, and then use your cube keys to go farm the bosses, because then you get better rewards and can build the masteries up more efficiently for other characters. So try to stay focused on those 4. All right. And then I think, and this is a big thing that I put on both sides. Stamina. There's dodge stamina. This game demands a lot of dodge out of you in order to avoid some of the characters, some of the bosses, like devastating attacks, right? So if you use dodge too much, which you need to, but you can't button mash it, honestly, you need to time it up, because then you're going to just dash that. You're going to go into panic mode, dodge. Now I don't have dodge. I'm screwed. Which then requires you, which is what this guide is going to be, you have to figure out the patterns. You have to figure out the signs of what's coming next. So then you can dodge at the right time and use that effectively. Like, efficient dodging is probably the biggest tip I can give for you in terms of what to do in the game so that you can get past these bosses. There are signs, especially with the field bosses. With these as well, there are little signs that you can look for so that you can just dodge efficiently and save it so you don't end up getting mollywopped. All right, so I think that covers it. Now, the thing that I have to cop to is, you see my Earth team that I'm building now. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. Not recommending it one way or the other. My primary team that I use is this one. They devastate. Escanor, you can take or leave them. But anyway, that's a different video for a different day. With this team, I started off using this team, and then I switched to my Earth team because they are so strong that they were basically wiping out the elite bosses without much of a challenge. So I needed to show you guys like mistakes that I would make, things to look out for. So like the first 2 or 3 battles are going to have them. And then after that, I switch over to the Earth team so that it's a little bit more difficult for me to get through. So that being said, let's get to the first boss. The first boss is going to be one of my, and I did this in the Elite, in the field boss video too, one of my least favorites. There are 2 horrible ones in here. And one of my least favorites is this little wench right here. The Spirit of Beautiful Melody. A mysterious spirit who can go straight to hell, encountered only under special circumstances. It sings a song so beautiful it can mesmerize souls, but bad fortune often follows for anyone who listens. Damn right. Hate you. So much. Anyway, let's get to the video of what I did against her. Be right back. Okay, so let's see. Brotherhood, the best anime for me. I have not heard one negative thing about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not one single thing. I just haven't looked at it. But I've never heard one single thing. Are you playing NTE so we can break out of jail? What is NTE? No, I have not heard one negative thing about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And she actually explained it to me, which just... I'm not gonna lie, I made her attractive. Now she's not dating. She's a friend. She's a friend. But it was like the way you're explaining anime to me right now. I'm really into this. This is fun. She went down the whole path of like, no, Full Metal Alchemist is really good, but then it got past the manga, and so it deviated hard just writing in stories, like fillers and stuff, and that Brotherhood stuck to the manga itself like very hard. So I was like, oh, I did not know that. And then apparently it ended not too long ago or a little while ago. So that is the plan, is to do that. Unfortunately, they don't have Full Metal Alchemist on Crunchyroll. Damn it. At least not in Switzerland. So I'm going to have to figure that out. All right, here we go. But what's up, Big Sweet? Alrighty. So 3, 2. All right, so what we're going to do now, and I'm having to, probably should have minimized this before I started. Now, I hate everything about this character. One thing that and this is what I'll say a lot, as soon as I go in, barrier goes up. I try to also put the Priestess Blessing. You're going to have different characters. Maybe, hopefully you have the same exact thing, then you can just copy paste. But you're going to have different characters. First thing, you go in, if you have a barrier, if you're using Jericho with the lance, if you're using Elaine with the grimoire, Escanor or whoever, put up your barrier, get a little bit of extra protection because she can be a pain. Next, if you're doing like burst damage, that's what you want to go to. Put in your Diane with her gauntlets, put in your Jericho with your dual blades, or your Meliodas with your dual blades, whatever. Build up the burst gauge. If you're doing like magic efficiency, whatever, set yourself up. But beware, this character or this boss may be, okay, that's the problem. That's the problem. The way that I'm choosing to go at her may be inefficient in certain aspects. I like to go in, build up burst gauge, Meliodas comes in, wipes things out. She does this whirly dervish thing where she's sending out a bunch of these orbs that end up doing damage over time, that poison you and do damage over time. The first time I went at her, I went full blast straight into it and then was like, I'm just going to hammer my way through. That was a terrible mistake because she just dotted me up, and the first few times I just died. And then when I finally beat her, I barely made it out alive by like stacking up berry as much as I could and eating food to increase my defense and stuff like that, as opposed to either one, backing all the way out, as you saw there. When she goes into it, I'm backing all the way out. She does her blue spark. I back all the way out. It's easier for me to like dodge this, moving back and forth. I don't necessarily have to use dash, but I can like dodge it a little bit, just move side to side, get back in and start my attack back up, get back to working on the burst gauge. However, another way that it could have been done was to pull myself out, use Elaine, use Manny in their ranged attacks. Oh, there she goes. Use the range attacks to tag her up from a distance, okay? This is where, hey, burst gauge comes in, Meliodas, wipe her out. So, that would be, to me, the most dangerous portion of her. You saw the glow red. It's the glow red, dodge to the right, dodge to the left, because she's going to do this fold. I don't even know how to call it, but this fold over things with the tentacles. Dodge to the left, dodge to the right, you're good. To me, the main issue was when she does that spark of blue, she's going to go into her spin. She's going to throw out those dots, whatever they are called, and that can be devastating. So those are my tips on how to beat this thing that I don't ever want to see again, but I'm going to have to do again because I'm going to need this stuff for masteries. Anyway, let's get to the next one. That was far shorter. And of course it should be because it is a field boss. Haven't tried it, but it is good. We can break out of jail. NTE. Is that a game? I don't know what NT is. Is it a like community game like you play like co-op or whatever? GTA open world with police MMO. Make money by building like 7 nights. What? That sounds tremendously addictive. So it's Grand Theft Auto open world, and some people are cops. Some people, by the way, the people who choose to be cops. Some people are cops. The people who choose to be criminals. Really? That sounds tremendously dangerous. I don't know. Ooh, that sounds so bad. Although, you know what? And it's going to sound stupid. It's going to sound stupid. That might actually prevent crime. Not even going to lie. If you can be a criminal in like a MMO, I don't know if that's going to increase crime or prevent it. Because now you're getting out some of the desires that you might have had of like criminal activities. I don't know if that's going to save people or hurt them. I genuinely don't know at this point. All right, so let's get to the Predatory Wild Screamer. I still don't like that name. Okay. That sounds is that on PlayStation? See, I got Wuthering Waves, NTE. I gotta be an adult at some point, guys. Damn it. Can't be playing all these games. All right, here we go. We're gonna come in. Let's put up, and I did screw this up last time, so I need to be careful with it. All right, so that transition. NGL games like GTA 5 actually prevent crime. I'm genuinely convinced by this. That's what I'm saying. Like those morons who just like the idea of crime because they watch the TV, they watch Money Heist, and they think like, oh, we could do that. No, you can't. And you're too dumb to realize it's a TV show that's Netflix. Like anyway, like I watched Narcos, but did you know that what was it? What do they call scouts? This location scout got killed, like in Narcos. Not to laugh at it, but like that's how dangerous those areas were. Dude got killed. No. So you might be right. It might have, I don't know if it's prevented crime, but it's probably definitely saved some lives of people thinking that they listened to a rap album and now they think they can be gangster and they run up on the wrong ones. And it's like, hey, this is not a game for us. Go play your PlayStation, bruh. This is not a game. You will not be found. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what, bruh. Like, that was this is the lesson that people don't pay attention to in hip hop. How many times do you hear in hip hop like where it's like, hey, my friend got killed doing this. Hey, I got shot doing this. And then your idea is I should go do it. What? That is like one thing about okay. Anyway. I guess I've been around enough people, not even in that way, because I never lived that life. I don't even see how I said that online with a bunch of people who are watching like a video game thing with me. How quick I was like, I'm not about that life. Because I've been around people who are about that life. I don't want them to even think halfway for a second that I ever was, because that is real. It is too real. So you might be right in the sense of GTA and this kind of stuff is helping them live out their fantasies. You go ahead and be Pablo Escobar in GTA and keep yourself alive until you get past, 30 and your testosterone is like calmed down a bit so you're not dumb enough to run up on the wrong one who does not have time for your fantasies. There are enough people who've disappeared. Just play the video game, bro. When you get shot in the video game, guess what? You don't feel it. Not for real. You might get upset. Anyway. Anyway, that just brought a Jada Kiss line to my mind that I definitely can't say. I'm gonna buy a penthouse, an NT, and a Porsche. Other side of things, I'm never gonna have a penthouse. I will get a Lambo, but still, we can do that too. I'm definitely not about that. I like to live, but not even that. I like to live without additional holes. I think God gave me the perfect amount of holes that I need in my body. You know what I mean? I know people who have received additional holes from the lifestyle they lived, and they are no longer with us. I got the perfect amount of holes my body's supposed to have. I have two nostrils, got a mouth, other ones that I don't want to say on YouTube, but they help take care of, basic biological functions. I need no more holes in my body. I'm good. Maybe a piercing, maybe a couple piercings. I control that. No, bro. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. So, sorry guys, I'm having the giggles. The stream is making me laugh. Okay, so predatory wild screamer, which is a name I am still uncomfortable with. The giant flower on its head attracts enemies. It's a ferocious plant that evolved to eat and digest their victims. It sounds like Venus flytrap. Okay, cool. Anyway, so basically, this one, and this is probably the one that convinced me, or the other one. There's two flower types, two flower fairy types. Where's the other? Right up here. They're not tremendously hard. They both do basically ground attacks. So attacks where it comes up from the ground. There's pretty easy to avoid. The pattern's pretty obvious, and you can tag them up really, really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and just go into, and in fact, I'll say that one and then the next one, we'll read those together just to get it over with. Possessed fairy. A fairy consumed by a mysterious curse. Only evil exists in its thoughts, and it only wants to destroy. That's an awesome description, though. Only evil exists in its thoughts. That's wild. That's why I like that. I don't know why I like the description so much, but that's crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the video for the predatory wild screamer. That name just is so, I feel like YouTube is going to tag me for even saying it. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the video. I'm still with my stupid strong team, and I even tried to back out a little bit so that I can show what's happening. So right there, first attack, drop down to the, and it's a lot of dropping down to the ground, and then roots are going to come up. You see the circles around, and there's certain patterns. This one, when it stops, this is I'm using my finger like you can see my screen. That's the second time. So there's a pattern that comes out here. It's like a triangle. It's only going to take up like a fourth of the field if the field was a circle, right? Real quick dash in or out. Like if you get caught in the middle here, I'm fine. But if you get caught in the middle here, real quick dash left or right, get around to be behind her, okay? A lot of this is going to be sidestep, and I can still attack you from behind or from the side, right? Which actually applies to a lot of the bosses. So you notice I got around behind to the side. She's going to try to do it again. See? Soon as she turns to face the direction she's hitting the ground, I move out of the way, and I'm trying to tag her in the back, right? Bop, 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 bop. Now, this is where I realize I might be doing a little bit too much damage because there's another pattern that she does. So this pattern where she's going to circle, well, that one's further away. As I'm standing further away, I get closer. She's doing the forward one. I'm trying to get to the circular one, actually. So this one right here. So you see how she does this kind of spiral isn't the word that I'm looking for, but you'll see there's a blue glow right there. There's like a spiral with her legs. She's going to drop in, and then there's going to be a circular motion. You can step back, wait till there's a gap between these red circles and her body, jump over, and that spiral keeps going around her. And then as I'm jumping over, it's not going to come back. I can tag her up from the inside. So it goes like this. It comes around, right? You see me doing the jump. It was really just bad. It was bad jumping. But it spirals around. There's a gap in here. As these continue to spiral, I can be inside, tag, tag, tag. You know what I mean? Get in. Okay. And then there's one more where she hits. See, I hit her way too hard. There's one more where she hits hits the ground, and then does like a straight line. And you saw that before, but I think it's because I was in close, that I wasn't in so close that I was out, that she did it. So she drops, it's coming up. They give you the red circles that they give you don't give you a lot of time. Just dash away from it as fast as possible. But when you see the line is going across like that, left or right, get out of the way. And that was what I was looking for. Same deal here. She's dropping down, and because I was close to her, she wants to do this, let's just say the line pattern. She wants to do this line pattern from front to back. All I have to do is dash to the left, dash to the right of her. That's going to go around, and I can still hit her from the side, right? Cool. That was her going back into her circular one, but I killed her before she had a chance to do it. So that is the predatory Raw Screamer. We're going to go to the possessed fairy next. Okay. Back. Not gonna lie, I can't even blame Gunner. I would. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. I wouldn't snitch because I'd never be in the position to. I'm not gonna. I never understood. You did the crimes too, dog. No. You know how easy it is to not snitch. Just don't be around. You know how many times I've been to a party and I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be here. I'm gonna go before the police need to ask me questions. I can chill at home. Why do you think I've seen so much anime? I could chill at home. I'm good. I am good. I have no problem watching Cowboy Bebop again. That is my favorite series. I can do that all day. That's fine. In fact, we can bring it back to the States and I could just watch Batman the Animated Series again. I'm good with it, dog. X-Men is an amazing cartoon. I'll chill. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, shout out. Okay. Anyway, let me stop. All right, so coming back in 3, 2. Okay, so the possessed fairy. I still have it paused. All right, so the possessed fairy is, I don't want to say lame, but a little bit lame. For me, at least, even from the beginning, it was not very hard to get past her. The shots and dodges are fine. The main thing that I worry about are the ground attacks that come up that are similar to the branches. I'm not giving her a chance at all. I think this is where I shifted out of it. But there are ground attacks that come up like that come up from her. And then, so we're going to wait, spark, and then the ground attacks come up. All right. They're kind of random, but it's not that difficult. You can do one of two things. You can stay far away, use range. And that's what I was doing right now because I was trying to get her to show me the pattern for her doing her attacks. You can stay far away, do your ranged attacks with Elaine or Manny or whoever you have for ranged attacks, whatever you want to do. Or you can get in and build a burst gauge. She is not exactly a devastating character to deal with. And the way that she attacks from underground, you can see that it's all sparsed out very, very far. Truth be told, this part of the guide, I don't think too many people are going to watch because I don't think that anyone's going to have too many problems with the possessed fairy. I get in, tag up, dodging those orbs being shot at us. They are telegraphed pretty far in advance. She does 2 or 3. You get in, build up burst gauge, and hit her. Back out a little bit. Let her toss out the balls. Left, right. She's going to toss out 3 to 4. You get in, tag her up, build up the burst gauge. You're good. If you want to go like shot for shot with her and keep the range, fine. She's going to pull up those roots, thorns, for lack of a better, I think they're more thorns than roots. She's going to pull up those thorns. However, they're not even grouped like the predatory wild screamer. They're not even grouped in that way. So it's very easy to avoid them so long as you keep moving. But you don't even have to move that much. So hopefully, this is the most useless side of the guide. But if you have some trouble, there you go. Let's get on to the next one. Or for real, just dip straight away from them weird vibe parties. That's yeah. That's it. It's not. And here's the thing. I wouldn't even count that as a. There are adult and mature decisions I have not made before. Clearly, I still don't make a lot of them. But I don't even think that's adult or mature. I think that's literally just listening to your base instinct, where it's like, hey, something's wrong. If I would like to survive and live further, I should remove myself from this situation. Period. And that could go for a lot of other things other than this. But it is like there are certain people I've been around who have been, and I'm thinking of one guy in particular, super, not, he has never done me wrong in any single way. I will not say his name. Not in any single way. Looked him dead in his eyes. And I was like, something's up with him. Like, I don't know what it is. He strikes me as one of those people that he's dangerous if you're on the wrong side of him. And if you're around him, there is going to be a dangerous element, straight up. Then he tells me this story that I cannot repeat on YouTube. I absolutely cannot. He tells me this story, and I was like, oh, yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. It's not that he was, how do I put it? There are those who have been around where they are part of a certain kind of life or a certain kind of element because circumstances dictated it, and it kind of sucks for them because wherever they grew up, whoever they were around, whatever, like single mistake, because mistakes happen, whatever single mistake they made, it ended up with them having that situation. Okay, fine. However, the look in this guy's eyes was like that he's the one who seeks it. And if you give him a reason, he's all about it. And then he told me this story where it was like, yo, I can't. Yes, sometimes your gut, put it this way. Even if my gut feeling is wrong, 9 out of the 10 times, that one time might be the right time. Get out. There's other parties. Promise. Even if not, there are so many things to watch on Crunchyroll, Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube if you can't afford any of that. YouTube has so much free content. They have an amazing audio book from Batman. I can't even remember what it's called right now. It was like 8 hours long. I cleaned my house top to bottom just to keep listening to that thing. It was amazing. There's so much stuff you can do outside of like not listening to your gut and putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Like that's not even, I mean, I get what you mean about mature decision, everything else. That's instinct. Follow your instincts. If something feels wrong, it might be. So what would you rather do? Have it go wrong or just be somewhere else in case it does? The amount of stories like, man, you know what happened last night after you left? I can guess. I can guess. Holla at your boy. I'll read about it in the news. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get set up for the next one. Let's see, where you at? Hey. Oh, I keep doing this stupid thing. I'm so slow. All right, here we go. As a matter of fact, let me figure out who the next two are, and I'll do it that way. Because these guys are going fast. Fast. That's when I switched up, and then this is the pirate captain, right? All right, so I just went up the map. Mushroom Moss Demon. So, telling you. Actually, there have been times where they were like, man, we didn't even see you leave. Where you go? I went home. I left. We didn't even see you leave. Yeah, you know why you didn't see me leave? Because you the type of people who'd be like, man, don't even worry about it. Come on, let's chill. Like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. All right, here we go. So, are we good? Are we good? Okay, here we go. So, coming back in 3, 2. So, the next two. And let me go ahead and am I just not I'm just not with it right now. All right, so the next two. We have Mushroom Moss Demon, a mushroom moss demon monster that absorbed powerful magic and became a demon. A mushroom moss monster that absorbed powerful magic and became a demon. Okay. It seeks to destroy all living creatures with its long limbs. That doesn't feel very nature-y. I was looking at him and he reminded me of like Swamp Thing. And I was like, oh, he's defender of the green. You trying to mess up the green? I thought you was down for the green, man. You are green. I thought you were cool with that. Whatever, dog. It seems kind of hypocritical. Almost cannibalistic. Pirate captain. The leader of the pirates. His left hand is sometimes used to subdue his unruly henchmen. I never read that before. What? I don't. All right. Um, Pirate Captain has a pattern that is very easy to detect. One of the more difficult parts about him would be having to deal with the people around him, especially if you're like lower level. So it is maybe depending on where you are. If you're trying to get in, get quick, and like try to take him out, you do want to maybe avoid the rest of them, but there are going to be other pirates that show up. You can take care of those other pirates around him, keeping your distance if you would rather do it that way, if it's like an overwhelming number and you don't have the power for it. Or you can go in and just start doing AoE attacks and tag them up and just do whatever. If you are at that point, you're probably not watching this guide. So for the pirate captain, it's probably best to like keep your distance to try to take out the minions as much as you can. Dodging, take out a minion, dodge, take out a minion. Once they're gone, I think it's like 5 or 6 of them, then you can focus in on him. One key though for him and for a lot of these bosses actually, and I should have said in the very beginning, so maybe I even insert this in the beginning. With the elite bosses, they do have this thing of where if you get too far away from the center where they spawn, then they walk back to that location and then they get their HP back. This is something that should definitely be in the beginning of the video. So I'm saying this very deliberately again because I'm going to clip this and put this at the beginning of the video. When you're dealing with these elite bosses, it is very important to stay close to the spot where they spawn. They will even draw you out. Some of them, like, you'll see. I don't have to really name them specifically, but I'll even give you the warning for it. Some of them will draw you away from the spot where they spawn as you're fighting and you're not paying attention. The next thing you know, they turn around and they're not even looking at you anymore, and you follow them and attack them again. And then when you go to attack them again, their HP bar is full. And that's because they've basically like respawned, reset themselves in their location because you went outside of their field of attack. So please bear that in mind. A lot of these bosses want to draw you away, and then you're back at ground zero. You're back at like square one. And it's like, oh, wait, okay. Hopefully, if you're at that point, you're not too worried about it. But for the beginners, just a word of caution, okay? You do not have to worry about that with Big Moss. He is very stationary. He's going to stay in his spot. As a matter of fact, that for all of the other ones I did so far, Possessed Fairy, the Predatory Wild Screamer, the Spirit of whatever, Melanie, blah, 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 they don't do that, okay? But when you're dealing with, and I can say really quickly, but I'll remind again, the Pirate Captain, Draco to some degree does do that. He is notorious for it. Spectre, the Bullseye, Servant of the Abyss, 100%. Corrupted Spectre, he's in a cave, so he's not even doing that. And he's actually one of the more dangerous ones from my perspective. The Howling Servant can. The Howling Servant can. But it's not even to your benefit to pull that far away because of the proximity mines that have all around. The Desert Bandit, not really, because you're kind of in a camp, so he's not really gonna pull you out there. And then this mutated, he has this drunken kung fu master style that can draw you away and then have him turn around. So that one be cautious of. In any case, we're gonna go all the way back to Mushroom Moss Demon. Let's get to the video. Okay, so here we go. Starting up the footage. Again, he does do. He does do like an AoE attack in the beginning. He doesn't move that far from where he is. So it's relatively easy to dodge out of the circle that he generates so that you can protect yourself. So first thing he does, when you see him drop his hands like that, I wish it would go back 5 seconds. You see him drop his hands to the ground like that, back out. Because he is about to go into an AoE attack that's relatively large. You can back out relatively quickly, let him do his thing, go in and tag him up. He's very, very slow. If you've ever dealt with like the red demon, for example, he's pretty slow. He's pretty deliberate in his motions. So it's very easy. It's very easy to get in your attacks and to dodge his attacks as he telegraphs everything. He's not going too far out. You see the glow red? He's just doing one huge swipe punch. Fine. The thing that you really want to worry about is when he's trying to do his AoE attack when he hits the ground and spreads out that circle. So not to worry about it. Also, if I'm not mistaken, he has a daze gauge. If you hit him in the right way, that will get him stunned. But I don't even think that's worth going at, to be quite frank. That's something I didn't even know. Sorry, I'm just seeing that now. Because typically what I do with him is I stay close, build up burst gauge, and then wreck him. I did not know that he had ranged attacks where he's throwing something at you. So I was staying away with the lane at this point, and now he throws a mushroom cap at me. I didn't even realize it because the second I saw the opening from that last punch, I was diving back in so I could hit him some more and build up the burst gauge. Now, you see me using a lane and Manny a lot more. This is where I'm realizing that Meliodas and Jericho are just way too strong for what I'm trying to do. Fingers hit the ground. I didn't get out of that circle in time, so I get knocked back. So there you go. Does his red flash, strikes down. It's relatively simplistic. He's not fast. He's not going to draw you out of anything. There's no like illusions about what he's about to do. So that's fine. Bet. Oh, yep. Fingers to the ground again. Boom. I walked out. If you notice, I walked out. Now come into my circle so we can go ahead and give you these hands. Okay. That's basically it. Just go ahead and wait till he finishes up, and then we will move right on to the pirate captain. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that I missed, because again, that whole range throwing a mushroom cap at me, I don't recall happening at all before. Yeah. He did. Thank you, Elaine. And now we will move on to the pirate captain. Actually, you know what? I just try the first floor just one time just to get the. Oh no. I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot just to like see. The only reason I'm not doing it now is because of that whole phone video capture card thing. Because I don't want to. When I do it like this and I'm not actually doing gameplay, but I'm just showing maps and stuff, then my phone is fine with the game. It's when I start doing like actual gameplay and fights and battles and stuff that it starts to heat up like a nuclear weapon. Okay, so. I am so slow. All right, so entering the pirate captain's like area, I'm flying over it because a lot of the pirates will just follow you. Now, do they go far from their like range or their area? Not so much, but they will follow. So in any case, there's the pirate captain. I'm gliding on over. You will see that there's plenty of minions around where I think they don't even follow that far, right? When the minions show up, the temptation is to I'm gonna wait to this. The temptation is to try to run out away from them or pull the pirate captain out so so that you can take care of him. Beware, because if you pull too far away from the area, like I said before, his HP will go back to the center. HP resets. You're back at ground zero. So you can move around and keep yourself moving now. This is about the time where I did switch over to my Earth team. That was weaker, so I could like have a little bit more of a challenge and show you more. But basically, using AoE attacks, and focusing on the hordes a little bit more than I'm focusing on the pirate captain. Just because I'm getting them out of the way, and then I can fully put my attention on the pirate captain without having to worry about all this additional slight damage. All right, next. When he glows red, he's basically going to do like a shoulder charge punch. Aside from his basic attacks. Let's wait for that like glow of his red, like his entire body glowing red, not just his right hand where he's like telegraphing, I'm gonna hit you hard. Okay, I'll move to the left then. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual dangerous attacks. Staying in close to the body. Now I'm using my ranged attacks. Yay. Oh, he subdues with his left hand, his hook. Okay, sure. Boom, there's that. Okay, so you see the blue glow? He's charging up for a very, very powerful attack. It is slow as frozen molasses. It's not going to get to you. Just move out of the way. You're fine. Let him do it. He's not changing direction. You're good. Not like Lieutenant T. Lieutenant T is a different story when it comes to him. All right, so then the next burst gauge is built. Still doing those basic attacks. Now, if you notice, oh, there we go. So there's the glow red before he does his kind of shoulder charge punch, where he's going to run through, and sometimes he'll run through a wall that he's not breaking, okay? So he's going to come up, he's going to charge, but everything about, see that, so there's that shoulder charge thing, just slide to the side. He is fine. After that, everything is good. So those are really like two of the basic patterns that, yeah, see, he runs through the wall and now he's on the opposite side, but somehow he has to like walk around. I don't know. But as much as he goes out there, beware. This is actually kind of dangerous that I did that, right? I should not be that far away from his spawn point. I need to stay closer to his spawn point so that way he doesn't turn around, regain his HP, and put me through all this mess all over again. All right, so we're going to finish watching this battle to see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure, well, I know how it plays out. I'm pretty sure there's not anything additional that I need to add to this because it's really those two moves. And part of this, aside from that melody, the beautiful melody siren thing, the bosses here in these stages, like the king, the fairy tree forest or something like that, the fairy king forest, they're not tremendously difficult. You get more difficult ones as you travel through the open map and more complicated kits from your enemy bosses. So you're not necessarily, by the way, me playing Daisy this way and me playing I just started building. I'm not using it correctly. Just forgive me. I'm not doing it right now. I figured it out this morning. Anyway, but they're not going to offer up too many different options / challenges. Worry about those two primary moves, the one where he glows blue and the one where he glows red. And then this kind of magenta thing he does as he's pulling a fist back. Just move to the side. If you don't have the health to like deal with that shot, move to the side and you should be fine. So we're almost done with him. I didn't see anything that was groundbreakingly new that I need to cover. So, you know, oh, more minions show up. I mean, you can have your buddies die with you. That's fine. It don't matter. Excuse me. All right, so is Daisy gonna finish our work for us? Finish your food, Daisy. So she did, and we're gonna, I guess, wipe them out and then go get our reward. So we're gonna move on to the next boss. Be right back. Pause. All right, so then that is. I think Draco's next. All right. Wow. Funny how time flies. Yeah, Draco's next. So what I'm gonna do is make a coffee real quick, and I will BRB it. I can't believe I said BRB it. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry. I don't know why I said that, but it is what it is. One thing I do need to check real quick. This is one. Oh, I forgot about these buddies down here. That's another 3. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, yeah, I said 12 and I've only done 5, so it makes sense. But the video is at 31 minutes. I feel like I should make one whole video and not split it up into 2 parts. I'm floating that idea out there for anybody who might be listening. Let me know what you think. But I think I should just make this one whole video, despite the fact that I try to keep these guys short. Like, this is like, theoretically, this is all one theme. So I don't know. I don't know if I should split them up. All right. Anyway, moving on to Draco. As a matter of fact, you know what I should have done? Although it would have taken some time. I should have checked the mail to see if the video capture card was there. But I wouldn't be hooking up the PlayStation right now anyway. That's fine. All right, anyway. So let's go ahead and... I'm just eager to get it so I can use it. That's all it is. Like a kid waiting for a new toy. That's all. Okay, so... 3, 2... All right, Draco General, right? Draco General does start to have that risk as well of when you battle him, he will draw you away from the center. Not nearly as much. And he does have a pattern. And I will say this as I think about it. Sorry, I can't go all over the place. These are the easier ones, albeit I think they're the ones that are last. Big Moss, Werebear, and Giant Bird. I think these are the easier elite bosses. This monstrosity, maybe I just have the wrong approach for it. Then these increase in difficulty. And then you'll notice that with the Pirate Captain, with Draco, maybe you'll probably notice. There's a pattern that they're starting to adopt. So they're giving you ground attacks where they're giving you circles around, and then you have to just dodge away from them, get back on their side, and then tag them up. They're giving you this kind of glow burst attack where it is, all right, I'm about to glow and now I'm going to go at you in this direction. Big Moss is more in line with the Possessed Fairy and the Predatory Wild Screamer, while Draco is more in line with the Pirate Captain who's doing that attack. Funnily enough, if you asked me, the Bullseye Servant of the Abyss is actually more in line with the beautiful Melody Spirit of like this AoE attack that can trap you. Hers is from the inside out. His is from the outside in when we get to it. That's kind of how I view him. And not to mention this, the Corrupted Spectre Callus, similar in terms of AoE attacks based on them doing some kind of like move. AoE attack, careful, watch yourself. Now that I think about it, sorry. Similar to this one. So the Howling Servant of the Abyss also has this area of attack, but then has proximity mines that are, shout out GoldenEye, proximity mines that are kind of like around. So if you get close, then you're in danger and then they could explode. I would put those 4 in the same category. So the Beautiful Melody, the Howling Servant of the Abyss, the Callus, whatever his name is, DJ Callus, Another one. And then the Bullseye Servant of the Abyss, I would put them in like similar categories of like AoE, damage dealing, kind of deceptive, can be a problem if you take the improper approach. I would put the Captain Pirate T, Draco, where is he? Lieutenant, what's his face? Lieutenant Dan, Lieutenant T, and maybe even the drunken monkey style kung fu artist mutated priest, in the idea of there's going to be a glow. Nope, mutated doesn't really fall into that one. His is slightly unique. Where they're going to give you this glow and then they're going to attack in a direction. Now, Lieutenant T does shift directions, to be fair, but still that thing. Okay, so sorry, I do, if you follow the channel, I do from time to time start to like put pieces together as I'm doing the guides. And as I was fighting them, I was like, okay, cool, recording all the stuff. And the more I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, they kind of fall into categories of attack. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me know. What do you think? So anyway, Draco, the commander who leads the Draco warriors. He is prepared to sacrifice his very life for the prosperity and well-being of his race. All right. Loyal and true. I get you. I get you. I get you. And let's go ahead and, you know what? I was going to try to pair him with this because you have to find him. But we will just stick to Draco for right now, and then we'll go over to the general. So let's go ahead and get his footage up and rolling. All right. Oh no, don't do that. Oh no, what was that? All right, here we go. Skip ahead a little bit. All right, so should have approached him with Elaine shield. My life is at what, 70%? Less than 70%, let's say 65-ish. Less than that. Anyway, so hopping in, putting the priestess area. Now there's one of the glowing things. What he's gonna do is he's gonna glow and he's gonna dive at you with the sword in a direction. Sometimes that ends up like in a combo of moves, but that moves combo is always in that direction. So it's one gigantic slice towards you, one gigantic slice towards you, dodge left or right, you're good. One gigantic slice towards you. So once you get the indicator of he's pulling his sword, he's pulling his, I guess, spear back and attacking you, find a direction and dodge either to the left or to the right, and you should be good. There's the one where I was kind of looking for, where he's doing this like not three-pronged attack, but like 3 attacks in a row. Sorry, I'm having to go back and back and back and back again because Daisy keeps messing it up. So here's the trigger. He's pulling the blade around. He was doing his, I guess, whirly staff with the sword on the end thing. I don't know. He's whirling. He's spinning. That attack does not stop, but it does just go in one direction. So when he starts to do it, dodge left, dodge right. Oh, excuse me. Check, 3, 2, 1. Had a little bit of a cough fit, and it might be coming back. I can still feel it in my throat. But as he's doing his, like he's almost measuring you up here, where he's pulling his sword right there, right? He's pulling it around to him in front. He's going to start a slash attack. If you dodge to the left or to the right, he continues that attack in that direction. He's not going to follow you around with it. So once you see the indication for it, move out of the way. The glow here, as he brings the blade around his own body, left or right, because he's just going to slash downward in your direction. Fine. Okay, next. Let's see. He whirls it around behind him. There is no glow indicator for that. It might be, ranged attacks might be good for him, but it's not as though you can't dodge those attacks in and out and continue. So charge attack forward. He glows. Yo, Jeez. Oh my gosh. Something stuck in my throat. All right, here we go. Check, check. 3, 2. Anyway, when he does his glowing, it's kind of, I'm basically saying the same thing over and over again. He does different attacks, but once he glows and heads into a direction, dodge left, dodge right, and you're going to avoid it because he's not changing direction once he decides to go in a direction for his attack. That comes later at a different boss. But you see how he's just going forward with his slash attack. If I went left or right, I just kind of stood there. If I go left or right, I'm going to be okay. I don't have to necessarily worry about him following me with the attack. Glow, and you see, glow, I dodge right, I'm good. Glow, dodge right, I'm good. Glow, dodge right, I'm okay. And I was using more ranged attacks against him anyway at this point. But it could still be glow, dodge back, hit him get right behind him there, for example. And I could still like build a burst gauge if I want to have close combat. The main issue is just he's going to glow and he's going to head in one direction only. All right. Yay, way to stun. Let's go, Elaine. All right. See, there's the slash attack there. He's still doing his whole dance while I'm behind him. I think that was the best illustration of that. He pulled the blade around. He's still doing his dance, and I'm over there looking like, bro, you got to open your eyes when you attack or else you will miss your target. What do they say? See what you hit? Anyway, so we've got him wrapped all the way up, and then we'll go into the next one. Be right back. Oh, jeez. Okay. I want you to. Okay, so hey, yo, cancel that noise. All right. 3, 2. Okay, so now we're getting into another one of my not so favorites, right? So this is the Bullseye Servant of the Abyss. With him, it's the attack from the outside in. He does multiple entities, versions of himself. He clones himself, basically. There is an indication to figure out which one you should attack. However, the main goal here is, 1, don't go chase. You're going to chase him a little bit to try to get a hold of him, of course. But if you chase too far out, that whole reset thing I told you about resetting the health bar, will happen. So one thing you do need to realize is that the game is designed to fight you. So if you stay where you are, they will come back in range so you can hit them. So you don't necessarily have to go chasing them all around. 2, when you have the clones come up, there's still I saw it and I have consistently seen it. I want to be sure that I see it. But when you're doing any kind of damage over AoE damage or whatever, you're still seeing the actual character that the actual boss be hit, and then you know who to go for, as opposed to like trying to swipe at 15 different things. Lastly, all the lasers come out and point. Just find a gap in the middle. Like head towards one section of the circle that's surrounding you. Chill in that gap. They're going to cross their beams. The beams cross. Ghostbuster told you never to do that, but they do it, and then they do their attack. You're fine. You're fine. A creature that appeared in Britannia through corruption. Unlike pre-existing entities from the Abyss, it wields a bow as its weapon. Okay? So let's go ahead and get to this one. All right, so there's the footage. One very obnoxious things here is that you can accidentally bring some minions in this fight with you, and then they just kind of get in the way. So on your path towards him, if you want to kill the minion on the way, like the other like bosses around that world, do that. Or you can try to avoid them by like either dropping in with your glider, your bird, jumping over them. Sometimes they don't follow, but like they can follow into the battle, and it can be so damn annoying when they do that. All right, so I went ahead and I tried to put a tag on him real fast, so I know who he is, and then I'll dodge as he's shooting his arrows. Right, I'll put the Dragon Priestess. You know what I love to do there. You see that? All right, so he's holding this crystal up in his hand, his right hand. He's going to clone himself. And then you're going to see that he is going to clone himself. And then there's going to be this glowy thing around him. That's the one you want to target. So, boom, that. And then turn around, bam. There he is. You see him? He's all glowed up. He's still being tagged up. This priestess ring is probably helping that a little bit. But he's all tagged up. And actually, is there one more thing I'm seeing from him? You see me hitting everything but him. Now the beams come out. I try to move myself in between the beams closer to one of the others. I see that he's the one taking quote unquote damage. So I start to tag him up a little bit, right? He's still the one that's glowing red. Okay, now the other part of what I'm trying to do, and this might be a technique that you want to use. You can try to get close and do your burst damage and then pull back, or you can just very much stay in the center of the ring, and as he's pulling you away, hey, come over here and fight me, hey, come over and chase me, be like, no, see, no, I'm coming back to the middle. You come to me. You play. This is your place. We're staying in your place for this fight. You can do your ranged attacks as far out as he wants to go. He's going to come back to you, okay? If you chase him, we already know what the business is. We already know what the problem is. All right, so that one. See the glow red? There you go. And so that's basically it. The biggest one. And the thing is I had to like grind him a little bit, and it can get annoying. He's not nearly as obnoxious as like the Peaceful Melody wench, whatever she's called. He's not nearly as bad if you maintain staying in the center or around the center. Another corruption's there, so it's giving you like damage over time. But if you maintain like staying in that area and prioritizing the one that's like flashing red, you should be good. You should be good. Don't get fooled into chasing him outside of his own area. Okay. Other than that, oh yep, see that happens. I move out of the way, stand in a space where the lines aren't crossing. Stay still. Like dodge is important here if you want to try to get moved out of certain areas, but it's not like the most critical thing if you play it right. You don't have to worry about dodge as much. Okay, well there's the burst. See, now I know I should be pulling in Daisy, stacking up my energy charge, and then blowing him away with her ultimate attack. Silly, right? I didn't know that then. Okay. Need to go ahead and release my Lane and Diane guides before I get to Daisy. Anyway, is what it is. Is what it is. This is me like talking through the next steps of what I need to do. All right, so this is basically handled. Now, there is a boss. This might even need to be standalone-ish, or at least at the beginning. There's one that's hard, that was hard for me to find. So I'll go through like how I found them, and then we'll go into how to beat them. Be right back. How far do we go? All right. All right, so it kind of makes me happy that this guide is going to be that long, but it's been a minute since I've done a guide that's this long. But anyway, it is what it is. I guess I need the project, right? Okay, so coming back in 3, 2. Okay, so no lie, the corrupted specter callus was a little bit tricky for me to find in the beginning, right? So basically, what I had to do, still there, is I had to set up a marker. So this is where the enemy is, right? I went and stood on top of this little sand dune, like, yo, what's up? In fact, let me hold up. So here we go. Coming back in 3, 2. All right. Gotta be honest. It was difficult for me to find this guy. And I'm gonna have to go back again, even though I recorded this a second time. Corrupted Spectre Callus. I stood on top of a sand dune, like, okay, so do I just stand here until like the quicksand pulls me under into a cave? Like, what's going on? How do we do this? It's a dungeon, basically, that he's hiding in. And the entrance is, and I marked it. The entrance is here. This is like one of 3 markers. I have like the best fishing spots for those like legendary fish that you need to get. I have that marked, like certain areas in the map where it's like, I need to remember this, right? So here's the marker. And whenever I want to get to him, I can tag the marker, R3, let's go ahead and track it, and I get to it. Now, I'm going to show you what that is in the actual video for him, like how I get there. But the Corrupted Spectre Callus, a being who lost their original form by accepting a corrupted power into their body. All memories of origin in any place to return have vanished. Oh, that's kind of sad. Just lost. He just lost. All right, so here we go. We're going to transition over into the video. Bet. All right. Because I don't want to mess this up like I did last time. All right, so yeah, you see me zoom in there. I'm about to start tracking this bad boy. And then we're going to go ahead and follow the path to it. Also, bear in mind, and it's kind of funky, but when you put the markers, they appear like in the sky above you. So like the actual meters away that it is isn't exactly always accurate. Just so you know. But you're going to head in the direction of the marker, at least I do. And then there's going to be like a cave to your right from where that warp station was that I was at. There's going to be a cave to your right. You fall down and go through the cave. You're all good, right? So no worries there. And of course, I had to stop for the chest. Anyway. So yeah, there's your cave that you're trying to get into. You see me drop down. There's a flame that I guess is some kind of indicator. I didn't find it. Had to have somebody help me. Heart of Sand. Running in, we're going to go ahead and get our shield up with the lane. You have to be careful when dealing with him because you're in an enclosed space and he's going to put out a bunch of circles. That means that you're about to get a lot of attacks. So you're going to have to move and find the gaps within the circles to ensure that there's not going to be a lot of damage, right? So as you can see, I'm not necessarily like dodging fully out of where he is. I'm just trying to dodge into gaps in between the circles to be sure that I'm safe. Okay. Be sure that I'm safe for any damage because he does tend to just fill the room with attacks at certain points, which I actually like this battle a lot. I'm wondering how dangerous this makes him in that sense. I wonder how dangerous this is making him. All right, so see, glow red. Now I got to dodge out of there. Now to be at, okay. That was not supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen was I was supposed to switch in another character, right? And basically, who did I switch in? Right, Manny, right? But I switched in Manny, and Manny stunned him, okay? The plan was not to switch in Manny with that result. I'm happy it happened, but that wasn't the plan. The plan was to wait, let him do his AoE attack, and then run back in, do Dragon Priestess, and then continue the attack, right? It just kind of went very well for me because I ended up stunning the enemy as well. All right, so at the same time, so this is like, these are those devastating attacks that I was talking about where you basically feel like you're surrounded and it's nothing but a bunch of flashing lights all around you. Just try to keep your mind focused on the red circles and stay out of them. Find the gaps and just lay low there. Put in the damage if you need to, okay? Well, put in the damage if you can, better said. After that, he's theoretically exhausted. And so then you continue your attacks. I keep switching in and stunning old buddy. I don't think he likes me that much because he was about to do another one of his huge AoE attacks. I switch in, I stun him, and he just doesn't want to do anything after that. So, not my fault. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. So, there we go. Adding additional hits. There he goes. He's doing these things. Although, I mean, no. It starts to get more and more devastating. I should have kept my mouth shut. There's a lot more lightning that's coming down. So, just keep yourself out of those red circles. Run. If I switched again and he gets stunned, I would laugh. All right, so he drops it. Now I switch in and attack with Manny just to finish things off. There you go. So, let's move on to the next boss. I'll be right back. So who was next in this list? Datton. Yeah, I guess I didn't pause that, huh? All right, here we go. So. Dove sai, sta qua. Okay, here we go. All right, so coming back in 3, 2. Howling Servant of the Abyss. I don't find this battle as obnoxious, albeit I can see where some would. Because you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of proximity mines. Once again, shout out GoldenEye. So I could see, you know what, how it could be a problem. A creature that appeared in Britannia through corruption. It's Howling Sows. Confusion. Sows? What is wrong with me? It's Howling sows confusion in the minds of all who hear it. Fair enough. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the battle. The main thing about this battle is the field itself is dangerous because of these like corruption proximity mines that are all over the place. So here we go. All right, so we're running in. Wop wop. Hit him one time. Then when she goes up, you see all of these mines. They're like mines here that pull up from the ground, right? When you get close to them, then they activate, and you need to be sure to be away from them because they explode relatively quickly, right? So there's the glow, and there's the glow with the kind of tail whip attack, if we're being frank. So there's first glow, 2 strike, 2 swipes. I don't know how to say, like the Goku charge up scream. When she glows red like that, that's when the proximity mines are coming up. It's okay, you're good there. Then you have the glow where she's reaching back behind her. She's going to do some swipes, and they keep swiping in that direction. Just move to the right or to the left, as they're wont to do. Just move to the right or the left, and then she's going to keep going in that direction, swiping, okay? Swiper, no swiping. Now, I tried not to say it, but I just could not resist, okay? Now, there's that last one where she does, and I don't want to fully go all the way back, where she does a glow red, and she kind of does that. Goku does it when he's Super Saiyan 3, where he does this kick where he puts the foot down, and then he tries to, like, it's only one-handed, but she's doing that thing. Where she's doing like this one-footed double kick that's coming around. She glows red, and she's going to come at you in that way. So hand goes down, body goes up, 2 feet are headed in your direction when that glow is red, okay? That just dodge backwards if you can. This one is a dodge left to right, and then you see there. I got close to one of the proximity mines in that scenario, and it goes off. So here is a balance of like staying, I guess, close to her and hitting, because the last thing you want is to be using a ranged weapon and then back up into one of the mines and get blowed up. So try to stay relatively close while always keeping aware, like always trying to be aware of your environment and knowing when you're close to one of those mines, when it might actually come down and hit you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be the most important tip. You want close attacks. You want to try to steer the fight or the battle in a direction away from the mines. Okay. Wait. Oh wow, we're not doing much damage on her at all. Oh wait. Transition. Hey, now we gotta go back. Boo. Okay, so. Nope. Cool. Alright, so. 3, 2. Alright. I'm over here giving fantastic insights, right? Like just doing the damn thing. And then I realized that the screen didn't have the thing up for to show that the kind of hard to give advice if the screen is black behind you, right? Yeah. So doing that again. All right. So with the Howling Servant of the Abyss. Okay. You need to pay attention to one. I said it before, this Goku like charge up scream that she does. Now she's going to pull up a bunch of proximity mines. A third shout out to GoldenEye. It deserves 3. That attack right there where she glows red and pulls her hand down means it's going to be a swipe attack. Now I'm being specific on like how those attacks happen and what they look like, but it's not that serious, right? It's going to, oh, actually she's whirling around with the legs. I always thought that was with the other hand. Anyway, it is basically either dodge back or dodge to the left if you can avoid those swipes, right? Just what she's doing there. One of the main things, though, is that you want to control where you are in the space, because once you get close to those proximity mines, they're going to blow up. And you can use ranged attacks if you want to, but you need to be extra careful with those because you don't want to accidentally end up in the space, backing up, end up in the space of the proximity mine and then getting blown forward, right? Or just blown up in general. So you can use those range attacks so long as you keep, like, that requires, to me, even more control over your spot in the field, spot in the environment. If you're doing close range attacks, you can stay close, keep your eye on what's in front of you because you're not too worried about what's behind you, and then kind of steer where the battle is going to go, okay? So there's that, and then you see me get close to one of those proximity mines, it explodes. So I'm going to try to keep her as far, there we go. Got a little bit close, it blows up. Trying to keep her as close to center as possible, not as much of a risk of her dipping out of her own area and getting reset. However, keeping her in the center or keeping her away from those mines, controlling the fight in that way, reduces your risk of getting blown up by one of those proximity mines. So let me make sure I recorded that part. I did record that part. Cool. All right, so the attacks are not necessarily hyper creative because they don't need to be. The attacks are designed to get you to move, to get you to dodge into a situation where you're going to get blown up, okay? So don't worry about too many different options from her. Don't worry about too many different like variations of what she does. It is this. I'm going to keep coming at you. I'm going to come at you. You're going to dodge, and then you're going to hit one of my proximity mines. So there we go. Come on now. Chop, man. We're going to finish it. Trying to see if there's any other indicators here. And it doesn't appear to be. It's going to be the Goku scream into the proximity mines being generated and then swipe attacks when she glows red. The blue glow. There we go. I knew there was a reason why we were sticking around. The blue glow is when she sends out basically like those tire strip hooks that they use to stop cars from running. She's gonna go blue. She's gonna go blue, glow blue. Yeah, glow. She's glowing blue. And now she's about to send out an attack, which is actually the further away you are, the better because they spread out over the space when they're coming at you. So then it's so much easier to dodge if you're just further away. Boom. And then we go back to the attack. I'm okay with the distance because the distance attacks because now I have a quote unquote control over my environment and I know where the proximity mines are. The ones I hit and the ones I didn't. Oh, there we go. I almost got this one done, and then we'll move on to the next elite boss. They should be called. Okay, I'm not gonna say that again. Come on, Diane, finish her off. Or Manny. Either one of you can do it. I'm fine with it. Even Elaine could toss in some help if you want it. Okay. Bet. Daisy, can we run your... Well, actually, I should have built that up a little bit better, but it is what it is. See, this is a problem. I should not be getting this far away. And it wasn't even necessary, but I did get pretty far away. I need to move her back to the center before her health resets, and I have to do this whole thing over again. There we go. So you saw that, the blue glow. I did not get away in time. There's my mistake. I get close to her. She has the blue glow, and now she's sending out the spikes from the ground at me, right? Boom. There you go. Okay, so almost down. Then we'll move on to the next boss. Done. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Be right back. Okay, back. 5 more left, right? Let's see. Hey. All right, sorry. Had to confirm some stuff. Anyway. Next up is the Pirate Captain T. Slightly more complicated, but not particularly. That kind of rhymed. I shouldn't have even pointed that out, huh? All right. So, this is all right. I don't know why this is tiring, but maybe I just started out tired today, and that's the problem. All right, so then we'll have T, then we'll have the drunken dude. We'll have 2 more. I think that's it, actually, right? Right? Won't we be done after that? So only like 4 more bosses to contend with. It will be T. It will be the mutation thing. Oh no, it's Werebear, Giant Bird, and Big Moss. It's 3 more down there too. Okay, sorry, I'm doing my math wrong. I did my math wrong. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and switch this over. Oh, transition to what? Nothing. All right, let's do that. This. This. Okay. So. Coming back in 3, 2. All right, so up next is the pirate. No, it's the Lieutenant T. Yeah, Desert Bandit Lieutenant T. Okay. With him, no real risk of him like pulling you out. He does have a slightly different glow attack that's a little bit more complicated. It's not just one dodge. You're gonna have to dodge 3 times. But it's not. You got it. It's fine. Lieutenant T of a bandit gang. The lieutenant of a bandit gang. He assists Captain Q and is far more cold-blooded and ruthless than he appears. All right. You can catch these hands, though. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and transition into this. Bet. So, nothing spectacular here. I don't know why I always like flying in that way and then dropping in from above. There's no technique. There's no like, this is the best approach. No, it's just how I like to roll. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Drop in. Typically, I like to drop in like on his dome, but I just fell off earlier then. Barrier went up. Now, with this one, you have that. There's a glow. Oh, Manny, I think I did that the wrong time. So there's the glow and the attack, right? Now that one is a little bit off because I messed it up. You'll see. Glow, pull back, 1 attack. There's one main attack that you need to worry about, and that's the one I'm kind of waiting to show. There's going to be a glow where he does a triple attack, and it's really just kind of, you can either dodge out of the way of each of the attacks, or you can just dodge this one. He pulls back, glows blue, and he's holding it for a second. This means that he's going to go into like a 3-pronged attack where he's going to basically follow where you go. It's got limited range. Bet. Okay, so, and that was kind of messed up because of all the minions. This is similar to the pirate captain thing where it is, these minions are around and they're obnoxious. You can take it and defeat them first if you want. I don't think, I've never had the situation, maybe others have had. I've never had the situation where I'm too far away from his spawn point that he's turned around and reset his health. It has been that these guys are so obnoxious that after I defeat him, I still have target locks on other ones in the camp, where it's like, I just want to get the reward and get out. Why is it still saying that I'm attacking someone who is like 30 meters away? Whatever, dog. So here you'll see he's going to go in for an attack, and it's a 3-pronged attack, but it does follow you. These little jackasses are in the way, so I can't get out of the way. And the other part about it is I can't really show you. So there's going to be that attack again, where he does that low bow, and then he's going to go 3-pronged attack. Every other attack he does where he glows is a very short range, like kind of uppercut attack. That's not necessarily going to be a problem. All right, we'll show that one. So back. I'm all the way on the other side because of just what I was doing. I didn't even intend to be that far away. I'm over here. I've dodged. He's about to go into another attack. 3-hit combo. First 2 hits. All right. Brief red glow before he goes into a full-on just straight. I mean, I guess it's a straight jab to the chest, whatever. Anyway. So he's doing his attacks, doing his thing. That's the glow that I'm looking for, right? This is going to follow. It's going to track. So I'm over here. It's not exactly. I'm going to be moving. It's going to follow me over here. I move over here, the next attack is going to follow me here. I move over there, the next attack's going to follow me there. So you can dodge out of the way relatively quickly, but just be aware that it's going to be more than one attack. So you fall. Also, the biggest part about it is that the range is not huge. So if you're in a situation where you're dealing with him for the first time, whatever the case may be, you don't necessarily have to dodge left or right. His range is limited with that attack, even though it's a three-pronged attack. He's not going very, very far. So you can just back yourself out and just be out of range by the time he does that without necessarily having to use dodge. If you like end up with, you know, your low health. See how he's following me there and I'm just dodging back and forth? That was actually a pretty good example, right? So the range is still limited. I'm still kind of close. So whatever the case may be, I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get my attacks in, whatever. He's about to go ahead and attack that direction, and I can dodge out of the way. That final third strike, which is the more powerful strike, he charges up an extra like half second, tenth of a second. And that gives you a little bit more time to dodge out of it, right? But overall, he is not going to have let's say medium range. It's going to be a medium range attack, three-pronged. That's the main one you have to worry about. Everything else is going to be short range, no big deal. Just dodge left, dodge right, or back off. He is very, 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 if you couldn't tell, susceptible to range attacks. So there you go. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. All right. Okay. Where are you? You are here. This, and then this. And then as far as that goes, there we go. Hey, bro, what's going on, man? Okay. All right, so three, two. All right, so now we're going to be dealing with mutated Orlean priest. Orlean. We're gonna say Orlean. I'm gonna say Orlean. The Orlean priest, the mutated one. Anyway, with him, he is a little bit more obnoxious in his attacks. And I think as far as it goes, this will be the most difficult of the elite bosses. The next three that we're going to look at, the Giant Bird, Big Moss, and Werebear, honestly should have been in the front of this tutorial because honestly, they may not even need to be on there. They're the easiest. So he's probably the most difficult. He has the most, like, I don't want to say attacks, but like the most patterns that you have to identify, and they're not necessarily difficult, but they can be obnoxious. Not to mention the fact he moves from his spawn point, and you will follow him, and then he feels like this klutzy drunk who's just like falling all over the place. Next thing you know, he's turned around and he's reset his HP bar because he's walked back to the center, and you haven't even realized how far away from the center you were. So beware of that. Let's go ahead and read. What does this say? Where does it say? Where does it say? Where does it say it? Bet. In Orlean priest, who became hideously mutated after drinking a suspicious liquid. His current form bears a resemblance to the new generation mutants who once caused chaos in Leonis. All right. So we're going to go ahead and transition to the video. Bet. Now, like I said, he has the most things to identify. But again, it's not. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, here we go. So, ooh, did I? I thought I increased the speed for a second. All right, so that one. This, I think you saw me run out. Typically, what I like to do is blue glow. You see the ring exposed. I run into this circle because there's no damage coming for me there. I hit him repeatedly there, and then the next attack immediately after that is a glow in that exact space, and that's when I book. So I'm in there, attack, attack, attack. The next attack is that I'm back out. What are you doing here? This is not a video for you. Okay, again, it's that weird tongue thing. All right, so he drops down and throws his red glove fist. He's dropping down and he's doing like a back fist. There's nothing too complicated there. Let's see. He does this charge attack where he does fall down like he did have too much to drink and then rolls over. There is a stun moment there that I got, but before that you saw that circle, the clean circle in the middle where I could have attacked and then pulled back when he gets into the next part of his AoE attack. It is deceptive how his movements are deceptive in a way that is pulling you away from the center of it, because you're just following along. At least I was. Maybe this was my fault, me being dumb. I'm just following along like, look at this goof. Let me go over here and take care of business. He's falling over here. He's falling over there. And then I just follow up because he's on the ground. I follow up and try to attack. He does something else goofy where he slips and falls. I follow up, attack, attack, attack. Next thing you know, he's reset his health bar. So just bear in mind that same thing. They're the enemy. They're coming at you. So you don't necessarily have to follow them too much. I'm probably overemphasizing this point on him because I was dumb enough to have it happen to me multiple times. So in any case, truth be told, those are the I think I was thinking of one more pattern. I think that was it when he does this charge where he stumbles. But that's about it. That is about it. The main ones are those AoE attacks where he's doing one with a clean circle in the middle where you can keep attacking, and then the second one where you pull out. He's doing his drunken punch into the ground after he glows red, and then the back fist, and then he's going to do a charge where he's basically going to stumble forward for like an extra 50 meters. Like, that's about it. Shouldn't have dodged out of there though, but still. Gave him that. Although it's actually kind of like a whirl, like a spin though. Okay. The tongue, beware, can pull you closer. It's like an octopus thing. Like it'll stick and pull you closer. There's his charge. You see him. Okay. There's one sign where he's not doing it red. You'll see him jump back with his hand on the ground, almost like a linebacker. For those of you who don't know sports, I work American sports. That position. He jumps back into this 3-point stance. 2 feet, one hand, 3 points. 3-point stance. And then he's going to charge forward like they must have watched some American football on this, or maybe rugby. Then he'll charge forward and then stumble and lay down. And that does kind of that kind of like throws you off to where it's like he's on the ground, let me go chase him. So disarms you is the word I was looking for. All right, so he's almost gone. A lot of it was, did I say range attacks and just stay back? It is what it is. But you miss me. You miss me. Come on, Daisy, finish him off. And then we will get to the 3 easier bosses. The ones that are at the very beginning, and we can kind of, well, I will say this, the giant bird can cause problems. Can do. Should have stayed there in the middle and just kept tagging him up. What can I say? What more can I say? All right, so I'm going to read off the werebear, the giant bird, werebear, and big moss. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll wrap up this video. This has been a minute, man. This video has taken me a minute, so we'll be right back. So coming back in 3, 2. So there are the three remaining: the giant bird, a colossal bird that lives in the highlands of Britannia. Despite its gentle nature, it will immediately attack any creature that gets too close to its nest, like birds do. So we just gonna go attack a bird because we went to his nest? Come on, guys. We started this. It's like the same thing with Banacrow. They just chilling out in the wild, not doing nothing. Then we go mess with them, and then we like, why are you attacking? We're gonna kill you. Anyway, then you have the werebear, the chief of the werebears. Only the strongest werebear can become a chief. Pretty straightforward. And then we have Big Moss, who is in a little dungeon. Big Moss, the boss, a giant spirit with fur-like moss covering its body. It is said to be born when several moss balls are joined together. So is it like a rat king? I shouldn't have even brought that up on a YouTube channel. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of scoot through these guys pretty quickly because they are the easier ones. I highly doubt there are people who you'll get past them. You'll get past them if you're having some troubles. It's fun. It's like a couple of quick tips, but there are usually, at least in my experience, they are not much of an issue. So if you're still having trouble, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. All right, so give me 1 second. Three, two. So you see, we're rolling up on Giant Bird. So you see, we're rolling up on Giant Bird while it's sleeping. It ain't doing nothing to us. Anyway, we roll up on it. It opens its wings. It laid. Oh, because I think I stunned it immediately. Yeah, it was knocked loose. Sorry. All right, so it throws out these orbs. There's 4 orbs that are gonna surround. They're gonna surround the like battlefield or like be placed in the battlefield. So, sorry. They're going to be these 4 orbs that are. What is going on? Jeez. They're going to be these 4 orbs that are going to surround the battlefield, right? Or be within the battlefield. You'll see, just standard. There's the ring. There's the glow. It's pretty easy to avoid. Just don't be in the red circle. It's fine. There's that. And then you're going to have a wing gust, I believe. That is, yep, there you go. So it's going to fly up, flap its wings, send gusts of wind at you. Oh, you're trying to attack me, and I'm just keeping my distance with Elaine. Ranged attacks. However, typically what I would do is go at it with like Jericho and do burst damage and then wipe it out. So there it is. It goes up. It's tossing out the orbs to fill the field. It's trying to get in close to hit me with its wings. Kind of a no-go. I switch in and it's immediately stunned. Almost feel bad. Immediately stunned. So you see the spark at the top when it glows red, or you saw the spark at the top when it glows red. Oh, it was just about to do it again. The spark at the top when it glows red, and it's about to do just a kind of swipe attack at you. It wants to be close for this attack, so you can keep your distance and not be bothered by it. And oh, it did it like 3 times. I didn't even know that. Boom, hit again. Like this is one of those tag in. You will be fine. Oh, there you go. And I'm guessing if you're getting to this point and it is in the very beginning, then you're not used to the mechanics. There's the gust attack I was looking for. 2, 3. So let's go back. So it hops into the air right about here. You see that blue spark glow? It's about to hop up, Dodge to the left. There's 2 gust attacks, and I'm staying to the left, still hitting it, still hitting it, still hitting it. All right, so we're good to go there. Basically, if you are here, try to tag in your characters relatively often. Like get a couple hits, tag in, get additional damage. Couple hits, tag in, get some more damage. Couple hits, you know what I mean? Like that's the pattern that you want to go by as you're getting used to the game. So, almost gone. Are we done? Yeah, we done. All right, so that is Giant Bird. Now we're gonna move on to Big Moss. No, I think it's Werebear next. I believe it's Werebear next. Let's see. Okay. So 3, 2. We're headed into the Werebear camp. Werebear also relatively easy. I should have like backed out on the attacks a bit because I'm just going at it and tagging it up. It's not necessarily that I am using some kind of tremendous technique. I dodge to the left, I dodge to the right, and then I attack. You saw that one glow attack where it's holding its axe up in the air. It glows blue. The lights around it glow blue. And then it's dropping the axe in that one direction that provides like a burst of energy in that direction. Dodge to the right, dodge to the left. You avoid it. You're fine. Totally fine. All right, so next up. Both axes go into the air. It glows red. It dives in front of you, or it dives at you with both axes and drops it down. Same basic concept here. Dodge to the left, dodge to the right, and then, or to the right, and then hit it from behind over and over and over again. It's going to be a one direction attack. Okay, so you don't have to worry too much about it. The most obnoxious thing are these bears on the outside providing like additional damage. That is very annoying. Oh, there was the glow backhanded with the axe. But even so, maintain your dodge stamina, move left, move right, back up. He is one of the, like those first 3 are the easiest ones. So it's not necessary to, you'll be able to recognize the things that it's doing and you can recognize it from what I'm saying. But the main thing is to utilize your dodge in an intelligent, efficient way. Dodge to the left, maybe dodge to the right. Don't over dodge. And then once you've dodged that one attack that's going to go in one direction, hop right back in, hit it from the side, hit it from the back. And then when it turns around to do another attack, dodge to the left, dodge to the right, dive back in once that attack has been completed. So you see, he jumped up. Actually, I tagged in at that moment. So when he hit the ground, I was hitting him with another attack from Diane. So he's coming up, glow, jump forward. I'm all the way on the other side before he even launches, right? And hitting him. So should be good. I think that's about it. Yeah, backhand with the axe as he glows up and lifts it over his right, like lifts it over his shoulder across the body. Yeah. Trying to give you any other signs in case, but as I said, it's one of the first, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't be too difficult. Bet. I think. Nope, that's basically it. I was trying to think of anything else that I could give, any other advice I can give. No, not really. Not really. Right now, we're just vamping until it's over with. So let's let the battle finish up. That's the other thing too. He gets, if you are like very, very, very new to the game, like really just beginning, after his attacks, he does slow down for a tick. So you don't necessarily need to run at him and just stay like button mashing. You can dodge and move out of the way, and he's going to take a second to recover to do another attack. So you can't just pull yourself back out and not have to worry about anything other than, okay, he did his big attack. Now he's paused for like a 1/10 of a second. Let me hop on in. All right, now Big Moss, the boss. Did I even bother to go heal? No, I didn't. Didn't need to. Slightly more complicated, but he does telegraph his moves pretty openly. And there is this one move where he just falls down. I don't know what that is, but it's something. All right, so going in with the barrier, establishing the barrier, cool. Establish or stripping some of the all elemental resistance with Elaine. Elaine can keep her distance, or any character can keep their distance to keep hitting him, or bet. Or you can get in with the burst gauge, stack it up and go. Here, glow, and he's bringing back that right hand like he's just about to slap somebody, right? It's going to be a ranged attack, and it goes based on levels, right? That's why you have multiple lines here, because it's going to go on levels. So one quick swipe. We've already backed out, so we're good to go. And then he does this thing where he kind of leans forward and he jumps. The problem with that move, at least from his perspective, is that it's so slow and so telegraphed that you won't be there. He drops on all fours and kind of like waddles forward. I don't know how else to put it. Like kind of like scoots himself forward and then kind of does this half-hearted jump and then belly flops onto the ground. So I don't know how to call it. Well, that's what I see. Anyway, up next, so you see we have the lines here where he's about to pull back his right hand and wow, slap nothing, and then fall down. I think I stunned him there, but I think he maybe just fell. Oh no. We dropped in punishment, so anybody uses their ultimate next, yay, fun times. Yep, so he kind of scoots forward a little bit and then just kind of throws himself on the ground. Don't be fooled by that, please. Right hand trying to get the slap off. We moved and got a burst gauge generated. Now what I should have done, oh wait, I did do part of it. All right, sorry, this was the team building thing that I was trying out, so I'm not going to go into that part of it. Like I said before, we'll do that in another video. Back. Okay. So, shows up. The spin with the fists. He's going back with the fists. That means he's going to whirl around. You can back up and avoid that very easily. As a matter of fact, whenever he's going into like I'm pulling back, I'm doing red, take a few steps back. Even if the gauge isn't there, take like a step or two back. For example, he glowed. Well, he's belly flopping onto the ground first. Then, here we go. He glows and then he drops both hands in. So you see this, I can't use my fingers. You can't see my hands. He generates these two circles here, 3 actually. He's glowing a little bit with arms up in the air. He's going to smash down on the ground. And that's going to go ahead and give like the force that's going to happen in the next few rings. Bang. Okay, cool. See that? Like he hits the ground. It took that long for it even to respond. So all of his moves are slow. He is very, very, I don't want to say predictable, but no, just slow. He telegraphs everything in such a way that you can dodge out of it very easily, very quickly, and reposition yourself either to his side or behind him. So that is Big Moss the boss. That is the end of this guide. This was a long one. It is time for me to eat lunch or something. In any case, thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and a dislike. I'm okay with that as well. I am utterly wrecked right now. I'm super tired. Why? I'm just explaining video games. My throat's all dry and stuff. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours, 2:40. So it is time for me to get some food. And actually probably do some adult stuff. Actually start doing some like home admin and everything like that. All right, so in any case, I'm trying to vamp just a little bit more to see if there's anything else I missed on Big Boss. The little moss balls all around him, which adorable. I never concerned myself with them. It is not, and maybe if you're at a lower level, you do, but it's not as though those things are causing any real damage or any real complications. The worst part about them is that, and this happens with a lot of those bosses, when you try to like target lock, they can get in the way, and so then you'll end up target locking on one of them instead of Big Moss. That happens with so many different characters, that it can be obnoxious to try to like remove it or move it over to get it to him so you can actually get it done. But outside of that, they don't really have any effect on the, at least not that I've noticed. They don't really have any effect on the battle. Uh-oh, come on now. Come on down. Here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Daisy, finish him. Or Diane. You gonna do it, Diane? No? Yeah. No, Elaine's gonna be the one to finish it off. There we go, Elaine. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bro, that was a lot. Okay, so I am signing off prontito. Thank you guys. If you're even still there, I'm pretty sure people want to see the time space junction as opposed to this guide, but I am not laying my hands on time space junction. Maybe tomorrow, if I do stream tomorrow, tomorrow's a holiday here. If I do stream tomorrow and I have my video capture card and I can move my PlayStation in here, then I'll probably do time space junction just to see my face get murdered. But